It's an interesting time for business. Tariff and trade policies are dynamic, supply chains are squeezed, and cash flow, it's tighter than ever. If your business can't adapt in real time, you are in a little bit of hurt. So how do you get full visibility and adapt in real time? Over 42,000 businesses trust NetSuite by Oracle, your AI-powered business management suite. It brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all under one roof. NetSuite is the #1 cloud ERP for a reason. It's your single source of truth, giving you the data and control you need to move quickly. Real-time forecasting helps you move into the future with confidence, and with AI built in, you can automate the busy work and focus on strategy. NetSuite helps you see what's stuck, what it's costing you, and how to pivot fast. If I were running a business with a lot of moving parts, I'd use NetSuite for full control over everything. Tame the chaos with NetSuite. If your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/SPI. That's netsuite.com/SPI. Hey, I get it. You've worked really hard to build up your business, and it's doing great. So great that you need help now. The most important thing for your business is to hire the right people to support it. So how can you find amazing candidates quickly? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps you stand out and hire fast. And with Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. And it makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, Sponsored Jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. And it's one of the largest databases of job seekers, too, giving business owners access to a wide range of candidates. And one of the things I love most about Indeed is the job alerts feature. I get notified when new candidates apply. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/smartpassive. Just go to Indeed.com/smartpassive right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/smartpassive. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring Indeed is all you need. You spent months building towards launch day, but when the clock hits 0, your site crashes. Bots swarm, and loyal fans rage on Reddit. That's not good. Fanfare was built to stop that. Fanfare is the drop platform made for high-pressure moments, stampede-proof infrastructure, verified waitlists, and bot filters that actually work. Instead of refunds and rage, you get retention and revenue. And that sounds great to me. Your next launch shouldn't be a gamble. Get Fanfare's 5-step hype drop playbook and learn how to bulletproof your drop at fanfare.io/playbook. Again, that's fanfare.io/playbook.
Welcome to the Smart Passive Income Podcast, where it's all about working hard now so you can sit back and reap the benefits later. And now your host. His son taught him how to finally solve a Rubik's Cube, Pat Flynn.
Hey, happy Friday. I hope you are well. I wanted to share something that you might not know about because I haven't really shared it with a lot of people. Although if you have been following the Pokemon journey for a while, especially very closely, you might have heard this announcement. But I wanted to make this announcement here today, not to sell you anything, but rather to share with you something that I'm doing in the Pokemon space that is making me a little nervous, but that's how I know it's the right thing to do. B, a lot of people seem to be really excited about. C is very, very challenging, but also should be very fulfilling. And D, there's a lot of education around sort of the idea of this, especially when it comes to super fans. And this is something that I specifically talk about in my book, of course. So here's the big announcement. June 9 to 11 in 2023, I'm putting on a live event. Now, I've put on live events before, a lot of smaller workshop-y type ones like the One-Day Business Breakthrough event with Chris Ducker and a lot of mastermind type things, accelerator retreats and whatnot. I've done one larger event for 500-ish people who came to San Diego. This was FlynnCon back in 2019 before the pandemic, and really the whole reason why SPI Pro sort of was pushed forward because we wanted to have that community feel, especially during the pandemic, and that is just incredible right now. And every day it almost feels like there's events happening in there, which is really cool. But this is like, if you imagine Comic-Con, right? Now, it's not going to be 25, 50, however many tens of thousands of people, but it's going to be, hopefully, thousands of people. I am 4 days since announcing this event on a live stream on the Pokemon channel, again, at Deep Pocket Monster. We just hit 250,000 subscribers, and actually just a few days later, we hit 300,000 subscribers, which was pretty crazy. But we did a 250K celebration giveaway a polka party, as we called it, and it was a fun activity. We had 1,800 people at one point concurrently watching live, and during that moment, I had announced this live event. Now, there have been live events in the Pokemon space prior. There's a lot of live events around the tournaments and the gaming, the actual card play game. There's a couple events that are more for collectors. One of them called Collecticon, which happens quite often. There's sort of the regulars in the event space for card collectors. It's not just Pokemon, but it very heavily is centered around Pokemon. They're amazing, but it's more investor, right? It's more collector versus like fans coming together. And that's what I wanted to do. Like, that's what Comic-Con is, right? It's fans of those shows, fans of those comics, fans of those series coming together to meet people who are involved with them and to meet each other and to have fun and celebrate and have activities and such and get to hear new news and get new reveals and exclusive things. Well, I wanted to create something similar in the Pokemon space because in my book, Superfans, and for those of you who don't know, I've been really just following the recipe of my own book, Superfans, when building this channel, when it comes to getting people involved, when it comes to the community building aspect of it. And one very important component of community building is offering opportunities for your community to meet each other. Now, this can happen online, and it's already been happening online on our live streams, but I wanted to take it one step further. And what I do talk about in the book is to actually create live events as a way and a means to bring your community together, because if you can facilitate those interactions and bring people together, it'll only do nothing but heighten your brand because you're celebrating everybody in the community, and it's not even about you. And this event is not about me, which is why it's not called Deep Pocket Monster Con or something like that, or that wouldn't even sound good, but that's not what it's about. This is about the fans who watch Pokemon on YouTube, who watch either my channel or other channels, PokeRev, Real Breaking Nate, all the other big names that likely you probably have never heard of, but that's okay because this is a niche event, right? Those people, the fans who watch those people, to come together to be with those creators. That's what this is about. This is a 2-day event happening in Anaheim, California. I'm very, very excited because I partnered with an event company. This is actually a company that I'm very familiar with. I never worked with this company before, not in this regard, but I am very familiar with the founders of this company, and this is Dan Franks and Jared Easley and their company who created Podcast Movement. If you've ever heard of Podcast Movement, which maybe you've attended, the founders of that and the organizers of that have branched out to help other creators like me create large-scale events. And this is, we partnered on this, and we're creating what we're calling, this is the name of it, Card Party. So if you go to card.party, you're going to see the landing page, or if you're listening to this in the future, you'll see the event page, which should hopefully at some point have some speakers on it and those kinds of things. This is just a landing page at the current state. It is just there to collect a wait list because we haven't even sold tickets yet. But I'm collecting a wait list, and there are several hundred people already on. It's only been live for like 4 days, and dozens of people who want to be exhibitors at this event, because it's going to be a mix of, actually, I got a lot of inspiration for this event from a former guest of this show. His name's Eric Norduff. You might remember him because he and his partner came on, talked about the story of how they started their podcast about The Walking Dead. That's a TV show on AMC, right? And it was called the Walker Stalkers Podcast. And as a result of starting their podcast and building such a following and connecting with the top players and actors there in that space, they were able to put on an event. And since then, dozens of events, I think over even maybe like 100 events have happened where tens of thousands of people come together, especially the big Atlanta convention, but the Walker Stalker convention. Now, Eric has since left that position and has started something else, but it's just been an amazing experience because I've gone to that event. Actually, Eric wanted to give me and April, my wife, platinum tickets to that event because as a thank you, because the podcast was really a big deal for the reason for all that happening. So thank you, Eric. I know you listen to the show, and I just cannot thank you enough because those are some of the most fun sort of not even date nights, date trips, if you will, that me and April have gone on. Now, we don't get to the point where we're dressing up, but it got close. We're not doing cosplay, but I might have to do something at Card Party. Anyway, at that event, it was really interesting because it was a large event, thousands of people. And there's a exhibitor hall, right, where people are selling things. You can, do activities. There's a lot of costumes for sale, artwork for sale, nerdy, gamey stuff for sale. I bought a lot of artwork there when I was at the San Francisco event. But in addition to that, there were opportunities to meet the celebrities. So we're going to have that as well. And the celebrities in this case are the creators, and not just the big creators. This was big for me as well to make sure is the focus. It's not just about the large creators in the Pokemon space. It's also about the small creators, those who have, a couple hundred subscribers who, it's only a couple hundred, but they're still fans of those channels. I could show up and meet with them, and I can just be there and use my resources and use this team and my experience to facilitate and create those abilities for those people to interact. And I think that this goodwill into the community is going to always come back, right? And the big goal with this is, of course, to bring the community together, to have it be fun, to have a lot of memories made. Because there's going to be a lot of creators there, I want to create spaces for creation to happen and shareability, of course. But financially, I just want to break even. Did I break even with FlynnCon? Absolutely not. It was going to take maybe till year 3 or 4 for that to happen. And of course, year 2, we pre-sold tickets, and then just the event didn't happen. It got delayed a year. It got delayed another year. So we just decided to cancel the event and refund everybody. So FlynnCon was a one and done situation, unfortunately. I didn't know it at the time, but man, what amazing memories were created. My son and my daughter were on stage. My wife and I got to do a panel together. But I think that this is going to be huge, and I'm very excited, again, hopefully to break even. Probably not going to break even, but if I break even on this, I'll be very, very happy. So it's not a money-making situation right now. It is a community-building situation. But like at the Walker Stalker convention, another thing, in addition to just having celebrities meet their fans and fans meet other fans, were the panels. This was so fun to see a panel that was led by the host of those podcasts. I remember Eric on stage talking to one of the characters, Daryl and Rick. Rick Grimes was on stage. That's his character from the show. And he was there interviewing him, and people in the audience were just so thrilled. And, there was VIP spots up front. There was general admission in the back, and it was huge lecture halls. It was incredible. So we have a space already in Anaheim, and all the information, as soon as it's available, will be available at card.party. But this is, like I said earlier, making me really nervous because this is a big, big thing. And a lot of people have a lot of things to say about events like this that have happened in the past in the Pokemon space. So I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. It probably won't. But I do know that I'm going to approach it with authenticity and transparency in mind. One thing I want to do with this is be very open and upfront with how much things are going to cost. So, I can already tell you that the hotel, to be able to reserve that space and whatnot, it's $200,000, right? $200,000 to get that space in the hotel. And that was actually after negotiation. So this is not going to be cheap, but the event ticket prices hopefully will be with quantity in mind, some VIP packages. And of course, as you know that I like to do, I like to create experiences through my content and the things that people get involved with. And this is do I need to do this? No, I don't, but I want to. And I'm very excited about it. And I want to build a Pokemon event that is similar to an event that just I would want to attend. And I just am going to be the host. I'm going to be the MC, but it's not about me. And there's going to be a lot of fun things happening. So if you want to check it out, card.party, I'll keep you updated because this is definitely in addition to the content that I'm creating on the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is doing very well. Just hit 300,000 subscribers, 8.2 million views over the last 28 days or 30 days, essentially. Some of our videos that we recently published, which internally we call epic adventures, these are more than just hey, here's a new set, here's some of the news. These are storyboarded situations. If you haven't checked it out, I'm very proud of the work we're doing there. And the success that's coming from the channel is just getting put right back into the community. And so I'm following the Superfans step-by-step situation. And if you haven't checked out Superfans, you can check it out because that's sort of the playbook. I am also working on a second edition of Superfans, which will include a lot of the case studies and stuff from the Deep Pocket Monster channel, other things that I've discovered and other case studies from other people outside of my brands as well. It's just, I'm so excited about this. And I'm so nervous. But that's how I know it's the right thing to do, because there's always something awesome on the other side of this kind of nervous, right? This could be incredible. So card.party. Hope you check it out. It's going to be family friendly. You're welcome to come and enjoy. And I know there's going to be a lot of things to do. Of course, if you're not into Pokemon, maybe you don't want to attend, but I don't think you even need to know a ton about it to be able to have fun and get involved. And I know we're going to make mistakes. And when I think about that, it kind of makes my stomach hurt sometimes, but I know we have a good team, and I know that we're going to do our best. And I think just being upfront with everything, there's nothing to worry about. and that's not true. There's a ton to worry about, but I'm also going to channel that worry energy and turn it into excited energy. And I'm excited. I'm excited to share with you along the way how it all works, and we'll see what happens. So that's the update. Thank you so much for listening in today. I appreciate you. And I've gotten a ton of direct messages from a lot of listeners about just how you like hearing that I'm trying something new, that I'm doing something different, that I'm not just, resting on my laurels, but, experimenting and always trying new things. And I do that on purpose. I do that because A, I just like to have fun and try new things. But B, I also know that as I learn new things, if I share the things that are working and not working, I always know it's going to be a lesson for you. So I'll continue to do this, and I hope you continue to follow. So hit that subscribe button so you can continue to follow. And I look forward to serving you in the next one. See you next Wednesday and every Friday hereafter. And yeah, don't miss out. Cheers. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Smart Passive Income Podcast at smartpassiveincome.com. I'm your host, Pat Flynn. Our senior producer is Sarah Jane Hess. Our series producer is David Grabowski. And our executive producer is Matt Gartland. Sound editing by Duncan Brown. The Smart Passive Income Podcast is a production of SPI Media. We'll catch you in the next session. I get it. You want to grow your business, but selling at scale feels overwhelming. You're drowning in complicated funnels, creating different lead magnets, or constantly posting on social media. And that gets exhausting fast, especially when you're trying to sell to hundreds or thousands of people. But what if you could sell at scale with a simple, powerful quiz? A score app quiz or assessment asks your audience key questions and gives them instant personalized results based on their answers. Your audience gets to know where they are now and shows them the steps they need to hit their goals. You can set up a quiz in minutes using Score App's templates and have a powerful lead magnet that'll do the selling for you. The best part is your audience actually wants to take this quiz, and you build huge amounts of trust before you even make a single offer. No hard sales, no chasing leads, just value at scale. Get 50% off the first 3 months using the discount code SPI. Just head to scoreapp.com/SPI. Again, that's scoreapp.com/SPI. Hey there, quick pause here because I have to tell you about a tool that completely transforms the podcasting workflow. Riverside. I get it. I used to juggle multiple platforms just to record one podcast episode. It was exhausting. Zoom for recording, Audacity for editing, and then a bunch of different apps just to create clips and social posts. I've tried other ones as well. They were okay, but they were clunky and super time consuming. That's where Riverside has massively helped. I can do it all in one place: recording, editing, repurposing, one platform, one streamlined flow. I just log in, record with my guests no matter where they are in the world, and just like that, studio quality audio and high resolution video all in one. And get this, even if your Wi-Fi glitches, Riverside records locally on your device so everything sounds and looks crystal clear. But here's my favorite feature, Riverside's AI editing tool. You can remove silences and filler words with just one click. Hours saved. With Magic Clips, Riverside also automatically finds the best moments and turns them into ready-to-post videos for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, all without the extra editing. So if you're looking to level up your production quality and simplify your workflow, go to smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside and use code SMART to get 1 month free on the Pro plan. That's smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside, promo code SMART. It's built by creators for creators, and I think you're going to love it.